Hello, everyone. Hello. We are going to get ready to start our ceremony, our brief ceremony. Am I? I think I am. Okay, everyone. I know we are very excited to be together, but we are going to start our brief program in just a few minutes. Oh, it got quiet all of a sudden. Wonderful, wonderful. It is so good to see everyone together in the room, all masked. Everybody's got their masks on. And I don't know when that message is going to go out, but you should watch your email this afternoon. That probably is going to change. But today, we're here to honor all of you. And we come together to honor Washburn employees. After a year of service to the university, we will never forget. Any year, we could say that our employees work tirelessly to make Washburn the best place it can be. But this last year, especially, has shown the creativity, resilience, and dedication of the Washburn community. I want to start by simply saying thank you. Some of you hear me say this often. Thank you to each of you for your work over the past year and throughout your time at Washburn. You are the heart and the soul of this community, and we could not create these experiences for our students without you, so I thank you. I would also like to thank the Employee Recognition Committee for their hard work in the preparation for today. Even though we were not able to hold an employee recognition event last spring due to the pandemic, the committee has made it possible for us to celebrate 2020 and 2021 faculty and staff this spring. Today's ceremony, as you can already tell, will be a bit different than you have seen in the past. We will be honoring years of service, Emeritus faculty, and Eminentes Universitatis titles for our 2020 and 2021 faculty and staff. We know that some folks are here with us in person, and some are watching the live stream. However you are viewing this ceremony, we are glad that you are here and able to join us so we can celebrate each of you. And now I would like to invite Dr. Farley to the podium to say a few words.
Thank you, Dr. Mazurek. Whoop, I think I'll do this. If any of you want to run, hide somewhere here on the first row. I congratulate everyone here today. This is quite a ceremony recognizing your years of service. And from now on, you will remember this came in 2021 during the great pandemic. What a thrill for all of us. As you know, we were not able to do this last year, and we weren't certain we were going to be able to do it this year, but we have worked hard. People have been working on a committee chaired by Dr. Grosspich, who is here somewhere, right back there. He and his committee has done a great job because the guidance has changed almost daily, sometimes many times in one day. And this year, we'll be celebrating people that had, for both years, who have 5 years all the way up to 2 people have 40 years. 40 years. You know, by any measure, that's a lot of time. You can see everybody. Their picture has been cycled through on the screens around of the people that we're celebrating with tonight. We'll also be celebrating some of our retiring faculty members through the Board of Regents action that was taken at their last meeting for the Emeriti and the Eminentes Universitatis awards. Those require, by the way, a threshold of at least 10 years with distinction. Dr. Mazurek and Vice President Kowitsky will make those presentations as we get to that point. I don't have to tell you or anyone else in the room that this online 2021 year was like no other. It could not have been forecast, but it could not have happened without each one of you making a contribution to the success of doing that, because what we wanted to do was find pathways that we could keep our students moving toward their next, moving toward their graduation or moving toward the credentials that they needed to get there, the courses they needed. And I know that you have demonstrated great adaptation, great time of trying new things. You had great what was that word? As a joke. Kind of inside, but a joke. You did have determination. You did have resourcefulness to make it happen for our students. I'm certain that there were many, many long hours that you had to deal with trying to prepare yourself for the benefit of each one of the students. Nonetheless, we pressed on. We did the things that were necessary, and we made progress for all those students. And this week, and starting last Saturday, the 21 graduates have been going through a celebration. Dr. Mazurchak and her committee and her have devised a pathway so that we could celebrate those students and what they have achieved. And as you well know, parents, family, friends are so excited to watch their student walk across the stage that we wanted to make that a real good experience and good memory for them. As we go on from now, you'll have many opportunities, I hope, many opportunities this summer to talk with new potential prospective students that will be coming in trying to decide where they want to go to school. We could simply tell them the things that you have done and the kind of people that you are to make their education experience a really special one. That alone should prepare them to come to Washburn. But while they're here, while they're on campus, all of us can help them make the right decision, and that would be to come to Washburn. Next year, we're expecting that we will have a full fall athletic event, that we will have regular events that have been scheduled in past years, such as homecoming, such as Family Day. And as you will notice that there is already one piece of equipment on the corner of 21st and Washburn that we will start construction in the next few weeks on a new law school building. Now, that is going to be a phenomenal building. You're going to love being a part of that process. But best of all, I expect that we will have many times together where we can celebrate one another, where we can make certain that everyone understands that not one of us could succeed without all the others helping us succeed. It is true that no one person is so important that without that person, we couldn't give the education that we want to a student. It takes all of us to make that kind of thing happen. So I thank you again for what you have done. I thank those of you that will be staying with us, and we will hear more about you in a few moments. But I do have one last thing that I'd like to say. In 8 short hours, those who have been vaccinated are no longer required to wear a mask on campus. You don't know how exciting that is to almost everybody that you'll talk with. Thanks for all you do for Washburn. Chris Kowitsky.
Thank you, Dr. Farley, and good afternoon, Washburn. I'd like to first start by just echoing the comments of Dr. Mazurchak about the amazing work of our staff this past year. Without each of you, Washburn would not have been able to execute its delivery of service with such consistency throughout the pandemic. Thanks to you, our community is in great shape, and we're so very grateful for your service. Each year, staff who serve Washburn for a significant number of years, each year we recognize staff who served Washburn for a significant number of years. This year, as Dr. Farley mentioned, we have folks ranging from 5 to 10 years of service, all the way to 40 years of service, and each 5-year increment in between. The list of staff being recognized for both 2020 and 2021 can be found in your programs. It's also on the monitors around the room. We'd like to acknowledge each of the individuals for the years of service And so I'm going to read their names here in just a second, but if you'd hold your applause till we've read them all. And it'll take a second. I counted them. You can imagine this as the Vice President for Administration. I counted them. There's 118 names that I'm going to read for the years of service. Let's begin with the 5 years of service. Leah Brown, Harley Douglas, Mark Freed, Jason Gilbert, Kristen Hicks, Gary Crow, Brittany Larston, Crystal Lemming, Travis Perry. I should have said, too, if I happen to mispronounce the name, please accept my apologies in advance. Marcella Shrake, Ginger Spivey, Margot Stewart, Colleen Tucker, Zach Watkins, Cameron Babb, Becky Bolte, Gina Callahan, Sam Chitwood, Mandy Cox, Carly Davis, Julie Day Ruscio, excuse me if I mispronounced that, Carl Dillman, Sherry Draper, Patrick Early, Naomi Franklin, Carrie Haverty, Christopher Iott, Brett Johnson, Tammy King, Drew Liggett, Yvette Montgomery, Alicia Malden, Preston Nicholson, Karen Peterson, Tricia Prather, Richard Schumacher, Kristen Todd, Mary Tucker, Nicole Vavra, Danielle Wolf, Dawn Yarnell, and Teresa Young. And our 10 years of service: Michael Edwards, Kim Fletcher, Jane Hanney, Richard Litke, Corey Payne, Mary Ann Reiterer, Michael Searshin, Robin Shrimplin, Letitia Steele, Francis Wadsworth, Jackie Askren, Juan Barranco, Terry Cooper, Jeremy Foxhoven, Melvin Klein, Stephen Klein, Tony Mark, Deborah McCulka, Christian Rhodes, Justin Walker, Kelly Weatharn, Matthew Williams, Colleen Woodruff, and now our 15 years of service: David Baruth, Joel Bloom, Charles Doherty, Aaron Hall, Wanda Hinton, Shirley McClendon, Donna McMurray, Kim Meehan, Cindy Moyer, Carol Nelson, Ed Wiss, Deborah Youngs, Gil Amos, Chris Enos, Penny Fell, Lynn Metz, Eric Moss, Mark Noble, Teresa Vasquez, and Tina Williams. 20 years of service: Chris Ashley, Katie Etzel, Angela Hurla, Brad Merriman, Heidi Starkle, Wendy Stafford, Harold Waiters, Kathy Hyatt, Angela Valdivia, Ann Walbridge, and Kathy Woods. 25 years of service is Glenn Ayala, Regina Hall, Keith Jackson, Mike Jonkin, Teresa Nitcher, Donna Valander, Dwayne Williams, Lori Rognalak, and Chris Rundell. 30 years of service: Ron McHenry, Elaine Broadhouse, Lisa Reichik, and Kathy Tunnell. Good news is the list gets shorter as we go through years of service. And I apologize if there's a reflection off my head as I'm looking down here. 35 years of service is Lou Olson, Carrie Pelton, and Gayla Sarkeesian, Cherry Bauer, Donna Haverkamp, Mitch Higgs, and Carl Kinnett. And last but not least are 40 years of service, Ron Wessel and Bob Stoller. Please join me in giving these folks a great round of applause. There is another special group we would like to recognize today. Each year, the administration receives nominations for staff who will be retiring after 10 years of service in good standing and have performed meritorious service throughout their career at Washburn. It is then recommended to the Washburn Board of Regents that each nominee receive the title Eminentes Universitatis. Between our 2020 and 2021, we're recognizing 16 individuals today who have gone above and beyond in their service to Washburn and have received the title Eminentes Universitatis. Our 2020 recipients are as follows: Renee Aiken, Heidi Crossland, Linda Smith, Jacqueline Tomes, Ginger Weber, Scott Williams, Bob Arney, Lynn Kress, Rocky Gould, Gil Herrera, Mitch Higgs, Mary Jordan, Cindy Loader, Diane Stumpf, Gordon Wade, and Ed Wiss. Please join me in congratulating. I'd now like to invite Dr. Mazurczak back to the podium for our faculty service and emeritus faculty awards.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much. So I can't believe it, but I did not count how many names I had to read. You know, we're all accountants, and so we tend to tick and tie things, but nonetheless, I'm trying to break my old habits. So recognizing faculty who have honorably served Washburn is a great joy. Especially this year, our faculty have shown our students that they are lifelong learners themselves and work tirelessly to perfect their craft, particularly during a year that has presented so many challenges and so many new things to learn. Today, we would like to take a moment to recognize our 2020 and 2021 faculty who have incremental years of service to Washburn from 5 years to 40 years. 40 years, that's a long time. We would now like to honor these faculty for their 5 years of service, and I see that we have some of you out here. Richard Anderson, Catlin Bryan, Christina Collins, Robin Connors, Matthew Cook, April Dorman, Christine Gregerson, Stephen Green, Stephen Hageman, Fred Harmon, Acadian Harnawau, Todd Harvey, Danielle Head, Aaron Carnes, Louise Krug, Amanda Luke, Jean Marshall, Christina Mick, Jordan Knoller, Kelly Perry, Heather Fannensteel, Sunita Rao, Cherry Steffen, Shane Van Dalsum, Shirley Waugh, Kimberly Young, Craig Carter, Jillian Chadwick, Angela Krumer, Lisa Douglas, Belinda Eckert, Wida Egan, Burke Griggs, Kristen Grimmer, Philip Hauptman, Richard Hine, Teresa Huttenmeyer, Alexandra Clales, Paul Mallory, Laura Murphy, Corrine Oliva, Holly O'Neill, Heidi Pittman, Justin Spees, Andrea Thimish, Ashley Tyler, Michelle Watson, and Stephen Woody. Please join me in congratulating them. And I just want to remind you, this is for 2 years, 2020 and 2021. I did have to look at that because I'm like, I don't think we had that many new people in 1 year. So 10 years of service, Sean Bird, Karen Garrison, Charles Havens, Anita Hunt, Sean Leisinger, Kelly McClendon, Lindsay Modelmog, David Rubenstein, Tammy Schrickle, Peggy Snook, Corey Zickstra, Saeed Adem, Melanie Burdick, Patricia Dahl, Jason Emery, Kelly Irby, Michael Evanson, Keith Farwell, Zachary Frank, Emily Grant, Patricia Judd, Susan Mandalay, Craig Martin, Joseph Mastrosimone, Rodrigo Mercador. I'm going to learn to say that name. I've been practicing. Vanessa Steinrotter, Catherine Ewer, and Nicole Wade. Please join me in celebrating them. I get it right. I've been practicing, Rodrigo, I promise. 15 years of service. Aida Alaka, Susan Berkey, Carolyn Carlson, Barbara Ginsburg, Kimberly Harrison, Norma Juma, Bob Oswald, Harry Taylor, Brian Thomas, Craig Trinan, Cynthia Turk, Matthew Arterburn, Karen Barron, Kellis Bayless, Stephen Doubledy, LaView Floria, Tanya Kowalski, Sangyu Park, David Price, Diane Stumpf, Jennifer Wagner, and Carrie Wynn. Please join me in recognizing them. "20 years of service. Deborah Altus, Robert Beatty, Regina Castle, Rachel Goosen, Rebecca Metter, Jennifer Ball, Sung Kyu Kwok, Park Lockwood, Michael Mosier, Dimitri Nasovstev, Mary Ramirez, Sean Schmidt, and James Schneblin. Okay, 25 years of service. Ross Friesen, Michael Reddig, Bradley Siebert, Rebecca Alexander, Gerald Baines, Karen Dick, Michelle Shipley. Lots of people. For 30 years of service, Robert Hull, Richard Ellis, Martha Imperato, and David Provorse. 35 years of service is Laura Stevenson, who I see, Nancy Tate, and Martin Wisniewski. And then finally, we have 40 years of service. We only have one person, and that is Rick Barker. Thank you all for your dedication to making Washburn such a great place for our students, our colleagues, and our community. Our next distinguished honorees are those who have received the title of Emeritus Faculty by the Washburn University Board both last year and this year. These include faculty members retiring in good standing with at least 10 years of service to Washburn and have made significant contributions through teaching, service, or research. We'd now like to recognize each of these faculty members. Kevin Charlwood, James Kincannon, Xiaoli Ding, Vicki Kelly, Canalise Oakrey, Dan Peterson, David Pierce, William Rich, Nancy Tate, Sandy Tutwiler, Marianne Whitman, Aida Alaka, Kevin Kellum, Judith McConnell Farmer, Pat Munzer, Thomas Romig, and Mary Sheldon. Thanks to all of you and each of you that we recognize today for your service to the Washburn community and especially to our students. To conclude our program today, we would like to take a moment to recognize all of our departments across campus for all of the amazing work that has been done throughout the pandemic. During times of struggle, the strength of a community is revealed. Washburn has come together to deliver on its core mission during a very difficult and challenging time. We have seen departments rise up across campus and collaborate to ensure a safe and effective delivery of our service throughout this year. Each and every employee should be commended for their dedication to Washburn. Now I would like all of us to give each other a hand for everything that we did during this past year. And then I would like to leave you with this. Theodore Roosevelt, whom you may know that I quote quite often. Theodore Roosevelt once said, "Far and away the best prize that life offers is the chance to work hard at work worth doing." And I would say this last year, that is what we did. At Washburn, we see faculty and staff that take pride in their work in order to build the best learning environment for our students. Now more than ever, it is important that we recognize our colleagues for the magnificent work they have done. I would encourage each of you to take a moment to think about the work your colleagues have done. If you have not yet thanked them for what they've done, please find time to reach out. Call them, send an email, hop on Zoom, a text message, whatever it takes. Please say thank you. Lastly, I would also encourage you to reach out to the folks on the list of awards that we had today for years of service, for Eminentes, for Emeritus, for all that they've done through the years to make Washburn such a great place to be. So I want to take just a moment in closing just to say you are what makes Washburn a great place to be. We thank you for doing what you do. We thank you for your commitment to our students, to each other, and to this great university. You are amazing Ichabods. Go Bods.